guys, and welcome back to another episode. So today we're going to talk about Unholy Death Knights in Battle for Azeroth. Not Alpha, it's Beta now. I'm going through the spells, the rotation, kind of, not the full rotation, but just to see if any changed in the rotation. And then we're going through the talents also. So just, actually basically it's just if anything changed at all Unholy Death Knights. So let's start with the spellbook. So first we have Festering Strikes that deals a lot of damage, and it infects the target with 1 to 4 Festering Wands. And Festering Wands is something that will burst when you use Scourge Strike. So, and those Festering Wands deals additional damage every time you use Scourge Strike. So it's kind of bombs you put on the target, and Scourge Strike detonate them. And this is our main filler spell with runes, to use all our 6 runes. Then we have Icebound Forger, that is our defense ability, give you, well, immune to stun effects and reduce all damage you take by 20. Mind Freeze if you want kind of your healers to stop healing, not your healers but enemy healer. Then we have Outbreak, that is kind of our, well, it's our main debuff ability, you could say. So when you start on an enemy, you want to use Outbreak first, and, well, oh, they have done this new thing. Pretty sure that's new, isn't it? So when you use Outbreak, I can see the first 6 seconds, it spreads to everyone in the area, and it's also spread to itself. Suffering 3000 shadow damage every 3 seconds. Chance to erupt 300 damage split among all nearby enemies. I'm pretty sure it's new that it's also spreading to everyone around it. I'm not playing normally the spec, so I have no clue. But please leave down a comment if you know. Path of Frost if you want to move over water. Raise ally to heal a friend, raise a friend in combat. Raise dead if you, get your pet. Reap Magic, remove magic effects from the enemies and give you runes for it, kind of a bonus for it. Rune Forging for enchant your weapon if you're playing DPS tank. So when you use Festering Strike, you get those Festering Wounds, and then you want to use the Scourge Strike here that deals damage, 300 in physical damage and 200 in shadow damage. And you can see they kind of burst the Festering Wounds, so they did additional damage. So first you would like to use all your rune on Festering Strikes, so you get all these Festering Wounds, and then spam Strike to get those Wounds off. So your rotation is basically hold up the debuff on the enemy, get some wounds on the target, and burst those wounds. And every time you have, well, runic power, use them on your diff coil. And sometimes you also get a free diff coil. So that was a little skip in the spellbook, but I mean, I could just show the rotation. So I know it's without all the debuff, without the cooldowns, but that's just a basic rotation how you're going to play it. And what I can see is that nothing had changed on the rotation from Legion to now. Then we have Summon Gargoyle, where you get a gargoyle for 40 seconds that will, kind of attack the target. Wrath Walk, if you want to flee from someone. I started on page 2. Page 1, Anti-Magic Shield. Well, give you a big shield you can use against magic. Army of Dead, your cooldown on 10 minutes. Summon a very big army of zombies that will, fight with your side. But again, it has 10 minutes cooldown, so... And they will actually fight with you for 40 seconds. Chain of Ice, makes your target slow for 8 seconds. Control 8 undeads, so you can, well, get an undead to fight with you for 5 minutes. Dark Command if you somehow wanted to taunt the target. Dark Transformation, So Dark Transformation is now a cooldown you can use every time you want, but it has 1 minute cooldown. Before, I mean, you normally no, I think they changed it so you can just use it also in a legion whenever you want without. In old days, I think you had to feed up your undead and then you could use it. But now every minute you can, for 20 seconds, make your pet strong. Def and DK, your AoE ability. So, if you want to use AoE. Didn't only Blood Death Knights had this one here. But well, if you use it and you use Scourge Strike, then everyone standing in it will be hit by your Scourge Strike. Then we have Death Coil, that's your runic power spender, and it deals, well, it's a ranged ability and it deals shadow damage. Enemy and restoring 10 energy to your goal. Also, it also actually helps you go with damaging. Death Gate if you want to go back to your Death Knight place. Death Grip if you want to drag the target here to where it stands to you. Death Strike, it's your self-heal spell. So if you have any rune power and you want some healing, you can use Death Strike. Death Advance, so passive, it always makes sure that no one can get you below 70% of normal speed. But if you use it, you cannot get below 100%. So if someone kind of makes you slow, it's the same as the Paladin ability where you get immune for effects. Then we have when you kill an enemy that deals experience or honor, your next Death Strike within 20 seconds is free and its healing is increased by 100. Increase the damage of your shadow damage abilities by amount of mastery you have. 20% more mounted speed. You have 1% chance per runic power that spends to increase your rune generation rate by 100. Your auto attacks have a chance to make your Death Coil cost no runic power. Okay, so that was kind of a little rotation. I know it's not a big rotation where I tell you how to play the game exactly. I mean, I just showed you how you can easily use this spec if you're new and wondering. And now let's look through the talents and test talents if they can be tested. So Virulent Plate deals 20% more damage over time in half of the duration. So that means your debuff will now damage over the half of the duration, so it's actually faster, and it deals 20% more damage. So normally the debuff is on in, let's see here, 28 seconds. But if I use this one here, if we go out of, come on, and use it again, it's only 15 seconds. But that also means it actually deals more damage because now it's very fast finished. So it means that it's very fast and it will deal more damage because it's shorter. So instead of it's kind of, if you know that you're going to be on the target forever, then I probably prefer it. But if you know that targets maybe can run away like in PvP, then you probably don't want it on. But if you want to just stay on the target and deal most damage, it's probably worth. Next one, Festering Wounds deals 50% more damage when you burst, all enemies within 8 yards of a burst Festering Wounds suffer 300 damage. So this one here is also pretty good. I mean, when you use Festering Strike where you get once on and use Scourge Strike, it deals 50% more damage. All will serve your raised that spell summons additional skeleton minion. And its cooldown is removed, so you can call your pit all the time, and you get this skeleton. Every 8 Festering Wounds you burst, you gain 1 rune. Cause each of your Virulent Plates within 100 yards to flare up, dealing 320 shadow damage to the infected enemy. An additional 44 shadow damage to all other enemies near them. That's a long text. The next 5 auto attacks infect your target with 2 festering wounds. Probably just take the passive. When a festering wound bursts, you gain 40% increased attack speed for 2.5 seconds. Each festering strike critical strike applies 2 additional festering wounds. Each scourge strike critical strike bursts 1 additional festering wound. So it means when festering strike crits, it puts additional 2 festering wounds on, and when scourge strike crits, it use additional wounds to deal more damage. Or you can take this one here, clawing. So instead your scourge strike is now a melee ability. You got 30 yards of range, and it will be, yeah, a ranged spell instead. I mean, for DPS I cannot see this one here is better. It's nice in PvP if you want to kite people, but for PvP, dismiss. But for PvE I will probably take Castigator. Outbreak reduced the movement speed of all affected enemies by 50. Raise Dead Summon or Abomination instead of goal but improve innate abilities, so it means no extra DPS, just it has a diff grip like you. Or you can get your stun. I probably take the stun. So I can stun the enemy for 5 seconds. You move 30% faster during Wrath Walk and its cooldown is reduced by 50 seconds. Your anti-magic shell is 20% larger and lasts 5 seconds longer. For the next 10 seconds, 90% of damage transfers to your undead. And if it dies, it cannot be summoned for 30 seconds, even when you have all serve. I'll probably take anti-magic shield. No, corpse shield, it's pretty awesome. While your goal is not transformed, Deathcoil will also reduce the remaining cooldown of Dark Transformation. That's pretty nice. I mean, it's only 1 minute cooldown, so every time you use Deathcoil it gets closer to the cooldown. Dealing damage with Deathcoil causes your next Scourge Strike to deal 40% increased damage. That's also a nice one. Your gold claw attacks have 30% chance to cause a festering wounds on the target. This one here is tough. I'll probably take this one here. So my goal. So that means my goal's auto attack. Can you please attack it? Has a chance to cause, so that means it has a chance to put on the. There it is. And then I can focus on use Scourge Strike instead of Festering Strike. Yeah, okay. Replace Gargoyle, summon a Valkyrie for 20 seconds. The Valkyrie will gain 1% increased damage for every runic power you spend. Defile, replace Death and Decay. Defile the target ground, dealing this amount of damage to all enemies. If every 1 second, if an enemy is standing in Defile, it grows its size and increase your mastery by 14, staying up to 10. While you remain within your Defile, your Scourge Strike hits all enemies. So that means if I use it on this one here, it will actually increase in size. I want to see that. Okay, I can see it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Oh, Soul Reaper. Strike an enemy's soul for 1000 damage. Afflict him with Soul Reaper. Bursting, a festering wound on enemy afflicted by Soul Reaper grants 7 haste for 15 seconds, stacking up to 3 times. So that means I need to use Soul Reaper and then burst off 3 Scourge Strikes. And then I get additional haste. Cool. So in overall, what I feel with this spec is I can't really feel any difference from. I know that in Legion we have this spell with your weapon where you summon additional gargoyles or goals. But beside that, I really can't feel any difference from this spec to what we have in Legion. So if I missed anything, please prove me wrong. Oh yeah, if you have any questions about this video, leave down a comment in the comment sections. Or else, yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope I kind of tried to cover the Unholy Death Knight perfect. So, thanks for watching.